Hey guys, welcome. If you're new here, my name's Brian Craig. Make sure that you subscribe, click that notification bell. Oh man, I tell you, the news is never slow, is it? I mean, even over the weekends, there's always something going on. All right, now, a couple days ago, Biden had a press event in honor of Women's History Month. It's Women's History Month right now. And he came out and made some announcements involving women in the military. And Tucker Carlson over on Fox News took issue with some of these things. And he's not alone, by the way. Other people have, including myself, because Biden said one or two things that were a little unusual, which we'll get to in just a minute. I'll play you the whole thing. Now, the senior ranking enlisted officer in Space Command, not Space Force. There's Space Force and there's Space Command. This is a Marine Corps Sergeant Major, the senior enlisted man in Space Command, which is not to be confused with Space Force, has come out and done something I've never seen someone in the military do. And that is go public and with a video statement on something that's happened in the media. This is a very, very unusual thing. I've never seen this before. If you guys have, let me know. So let me go through the whole thing. We'll start with Biden, what Biden said, okay? And then we'll get into Space Force Chief releases new video. See, there's a second video that's come out. But before we get to the first video and the new video, let's play what Biden said. And so we can have some context here. I know I pulled this up. It's loading. Okay, this is Biden the other day.
Some of it's relatively straightforward work.
Hold on, let me rewind this. Let me play this from the beginning. This is Biden, Women's History Month, and making this announcement. And of course, there's Kamala Harris and two female military officers. Not sure exactly who they are.
Some of it's relatively straightforward work, where we're making good progress designing body armor that fits women properly.
Now that seems like a good thing, because that's something I never considered before. You know, now that we have women in combat roles, is that still a controversy? Are women in combat units just the way it is now, right? I guess it is, and that used to be a controversy, women in combat. I guess we're beyond that controversy. We now have women in combat roles, and apparently the body armor that our military people are given doesn't fit women properly. I was very surprised about that. I would think that they would have taken care of that by now. But that's okay, so I'll give Biden credit for that one.
Designing body armor that fits women properly. Tailoring combat uniforms for women. Creating maternity flight suits. Updating requirements for their hairstyles.
Okay. You know, now, to me, in a way, though, this is a little sexist of Biden. You know, Biden's old school. I mean, Biden, he's an older guy. He's from that Mad Men, Don Draper generation. And talking about the women's role in the military, in 2021, he's talking about women being able to have their hair that they want to have and clothes. I think women care more about, in the military, care more about their hair and their clothing, but it seems to be all Biden has. But there's one thing in particular that he mentioned that Tucker and others have taken issue with, so let me go back.
Designing body armor that fits women properly. Tailoring combat uniforms for women. Creating maternity flight suits. Updating requirements for their hairstyles. And some of it is going to take an intensity of purpose and mission to really change the culture and habits that cause women to leave the military.
Okay. So what Tucker and others have taken issue with is this comment that Biden made about maternity flight suits. Now, my understanding is, and you guys can let me know either in the live chat or in the comments of this video, but are flight suits in the military, are flight suits primarily, that doesn't mean only for, but primarily are flight suits for combat aircraft or aircraft that fly over combat zones or aircraft that fly at certain altitudes without a pressurized cabin. To me, it doesn't seem... Nothing wrong with women in the military, nothing wrong with lady pilots, of course. I mean, come on, right? It's 2021. No one takes issue with that anymore. Not that I ever did. But maternity flight suits does not seem safe for a pregnant woman. Should a pregnant woman at any stage of the pregnancy be flying aircraft that require flight suits? Is that a risk? You guys let me know. You can let me know in the live chat room. You can let me know in the comments of the video. Because to me, it seems like it would be. I thought that at certain points, pregnant women are not even supposed to fly. And when a doctor tells a pregnant woman at a certain point she shouldn't be flying, he's talking about commercial aircraft, which are pressurized. And a military aircraft isn't the same as flying commercial. So I don't know if we should have women in our... And aren't all military aircraft, by definition, combat aircraft, or they should be, or combat ready, or could become... I don't mean actually fighter aircraft, but it just doesn't seem that pregnant... Women can fly combat aircrafts. Women can fly off aircraft carriers and do everything. But should that stop when they become pregnant? I don't know. You ladies, let me know. I don't know. So anyway, Tucker Carlson took issue with that, as a lot of people did. All right, he's not alone there. And, a lot of people did. So let me find this. Okay. So that's the new video. Where's the first video? Hold on a second here. I can't find the first video. Let me find the first video. I think I had the first video here. Let's see. It's a live stream, guys. Let's see here. Okay, that's the new video. Where's the previous video? Okay, here it is. Okay. This is the senior enlisted man in Space Command. Again, not Space Force, Space Command. And let me read you through the article, and then we'll get to it. On Monday, Joe Biden announced the U.S. military will focus on making maternity flight suits because having pregnant women serving in wartime theater is essential for the survival of this great nation. Now, this is the Gateway Pundit. That's their words, not mine. Fox News host Tucker Carlson later mocked the idea on his popular Fox News evening program. That's when the U.S. military brass went after Tucker Carlson in a well-planned, coordinated attack. On Thursday, Space Command senior enlisted leader Scott H. Stalker. Oh, man, that's a terrible name for a man to have. Stalker. Right? I mean, that's not a name a guy wants to have. Attacked Tucker Carlson in an angry tirade saying, quote, pregnant women are going to fight our wars. Stalker slams Tucker, and here's the video, okay, of U.S. Space Command's senior enlisted leader, Sergeant Major, Marine Corps Sergeant Major
Drama
Stalker.
TV.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's what I call it.
Let me go back since I talked over the beginning. Here he is.
Drama TV. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what I call it. I'll apologize up front and tell you that I don't have cable news at home. I don't have it here in the office, and I don't watch a lot of drama TV.
Yeah, he's smart.
I understand some comments were made yesterday, and I watched the clip that Mr. Carlson produced as he referred to pregnant women in the military. I'll remind everyone that his opinion, which he has a right to, is based off of actually 0 days of service in the armed forces. Let me offer you my opinion. My opinion is based off of 28 years of actual service in the military, 28 years in the Marine Corps, in combat operations out at sea and in garrison. And so he was talking specifically about pregnant women in the armed forces today and how it makes us less lethal and less fit and less ready. Let me tell you where he's wrong. Those decisions were made by medical professionals, by commanders, and our civilian leadership that allows for women to have more time with their children, to recuperate, to get fit and ready, to take that time that's necessary that our medical professionals know is needed, which actually makes us a more lethal and ready and fit force, ready to fight the wars of today and the wars of tomorrow. The bottom line is that we value women in our armed forces. We value those that have served in the past, and we value those that have served today. We value our families in the military. I want to say God bless everyone that is serving today. God bless the women that are serving today. God bless the men and women that are serving today. God bless our country, our partners, and our allies. Let's get back to work. Let's remember that those opinions were made by an individual who has never served a day in his life. Let's remember that's all about drama TV. God bless America. Semper Fidelis.
Okay. Now, this is an interesting thing because conservatives are pro-police, pro-military, and we have two incidents in just the last couple of days where conservatives are taking issue with both the police and the military. In this instance, the military. I have a lot of respect for this guy, all right? He's a sergeant major in the United States Marine Corps. I got a lot of respect for him and that. But here's the thing, okay? Tucker Carlson, this is what the left do, okay? This is what the left do. They change the issue, right? Tucker Carlson is not taking issue with women serving in the military. Tucker Carlson is not even taking issue with women in combat. That's a reality, okay? That's the new normal, and it's been that way really a long time, right? Women have been in combat since Gulf War I in 91. What Tucker Carlson was questioning was having women who are pregnant in combat. And to me, that's bad news. Is there anyone watching this video who believes that pregnant women should be in combat? In fact, maybe not even in a combat zone to a certain extent. I don't know. A combat zone can encompass quite a bit. I don't know. Now, this other thing, Tucker Carlson has not served a day in the military, and he has an opinion. Tucker Carlson has served in the military for the exact same amount of time. And now think about this now, because a big thing here with Sergeant Stalker sounds like an odd name, right? Several times he says Tucker Carlson hasn't served one single day in the military in uniform. Tucker Carlson has served in the military for the exact same amount of time as President Clinton, President Obama, President Trump, and President Biden, okay? Is the exact same number of days, the exact same number of hours. That's right. I skipped over GW because he was in the Texas Air National Guard. So, should Obama and President Clinton and President Biden not have an opinion either because they served in the military for the same amount of time as Tucker Carlson, which is 0? Right? It seems that that's a card that's played conveniently for the left. Let's go back and listen to it just one more time, see if we missed anything. Back to Sergeant Stalker.
Drama TV. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what I call it. I'll apologize up front and tell you that I don't have cable news at home. I don't have it here in the office, and I don't watch a lot of drama.
He is smart not to do any of that.
I understand some comments were made yesterday, and I watched the clip that Mr. Carlson produced as he referred to pregnant women in the military. I'll remind everyone that his opinion, which he has a right to, is based off of actually 0 days of service in the armed forces.
Yes, that's right.
Let me offer you my opinion. My opinion is based off of 28 years of actual service in the military, 28 years in the Marine Corps, in combat operations out at sea and in garrison. And so he was talking specifically about pregnant women in the armed forces today and how it makes us less lethal and less fit and less ready. Let me tell you where he's wrong. Those decisions were made by medical professionals, by commanders, and our civilian leadership that allows for women to have more time with their children, to recuperate, to get fit and ready, to take that time that's necessary that our medical professionals know is needed, which actually makes us a more lethal and ready and fit force, ready to fight the wars of today and the wars of tomorrow. The bottom line is that we value women in our armed forces. We value those that have served in the past, and we value those that have served today. We value our families in the military. I want to say God bless everyone that is serving today. God bless the women that are serving today. God bless the men and women that are serving today. God bless our country, our partners, and our allies. Let's get back to work. Let's remember that those opinions were made by an individual who has never served a day in his life. Let's remember that's all about drama TV. God bless America. Semper Fidelis.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So the reason I played it again is I wanted to make sure before I said this next thing. Again, I got a lot of respect for Sergeant Stalker here, Sergeant Major Stalker. Even Sergeant Stalker is agreeing with Tucker Carlson. He just doesn't realize it, right? I didn't hear Sergeant Stalker say anything about pregnant women being in combat aircraft. I didn't hear him say anything about pregnant women being in combat or combat zones. So, I don't want to give him too hard of a time because he's a good guy. He's he's a Marine and he served 28 years and he's a good man, and I don't want to give him a hard time. Although a lot of people are, for all kinds of reasons. Now he made a new video. Now the new video I've not watched. I'm going to watch the new video. That's the first video. He made a new video that I've not watched, and I'm going to watch this with you for the first time. So I don't know what he says. I know it's a response to what's been going on, but again, I've not heard this, so the content that is in it will be it'll be as much of a surprise to me as you. All right, here we go. This is his follow-up video because he's getting a lot of national attention. And notice this time, this is interesting, he's not in uniform. And I don't think that's an accident because the first one he's in uniform, they're not supposed to be giving in the military opinions about anything while they're in uniform. But that's okay. We're not going to jam up a guy who served 28 years in the Marine Corps and reached the rank of Sergeant Major. We're not going to get him all jammed up on something like that. But him being out of uniform is not an accident. All right, so again, I've not seen this video. This is his response to the national publicity he's received from the first video.
Wow. Last 24 hours have been pretty intense for me, ladies and gentlemen. And I just wanted to briefly say thank you to everyone that wrote me, that everyone that called, texted, sent me a message on Twitter or Facebook. I appreciate it. And I even appreciate the fact that those of you who had different opinions posted those as well. What I won't do is engage in a personal attack with Mr. Carlson or anybody. I don't believe in doing that. I think that my comments stand on...
Well, hold on a second here. Wait, hold on a second. Sergeant Stalker did attack Tucker Carlson directly by name by pointing out several times in the first video that he has no credibility because he hasn't served in the military. So Sergeant Stalker, he's new to the publicity, so we'll give him a break because of that too.
Message on Twitter or Facebook, I appreciate it. And I even appreciate the fact that those of you who had different opinions posted those as well. What I won't do is engage in a personal attack with Mr. Carlson or anybody. I don't believe in doing that. I think that my comments stand on themselves. I was making a non-political statement about my service members and teammates in the United States Armed Forces. I don't make political comments, and I certainly don't attack our media. I think they have a right, and it's a necessity of this nation to have a fair and free press. And so,
by the way, does anyone know what kind of vehicle this is? This looks like a luxury vehicle. How much does a sergeant major make in the Marine Corps? Is this a Tesla? I don't know what this is. If it's a Tesla, is it the Tesla SUV? I don't know what it is, but man. Okay, now before I play the rest of this, okay, again, I'm not going to give a Marine, a U.S. Marine, a hard time about anything, but he's in the news, so we're talking about it. Sergeant Major Stalker here. Doesn't that sound like a character in a G.I. Joe? Sergeant Major Stalker. But Sergeant Major Stalker here, his real name is Stalker, by the way. He got in some trouble. He got talked to. And I don't want him to get in any trouble. The reason I can tell is by this, because he said, I won't make any political statements, blah, blah, blah. Because in the first video, he was in uniform, and that's a violation. And somebody, maybe a lot of people in the military told him, maybe a superior told him even, you can't make comments like that while you're in uniform. So, that's why he's doing this video. But we don't want any U.S. Marines to get in any trouble for voicing their opinion. He deserves an opinion just as much, maybe more so than the rest of us, right?
I even appreciate the fact that those of you had different opinions posted those as well. What I won't do is engage in a personal attack with Mr. Carlson or anybody.
Which he did.
I don't believe in doing that. I think that my comments stand on themselves. I was making a non-political statement about my service members and teammates in the United States Armed Forces. I don't make political comments, and I certainly don't attack our media. I think they have a right, and it's a necessity of this nation to have a fair and free press. And so, Mr. Carlson and everyone that's reporting stories, please continue to do so. I think it's important that I just make a comment that I say my comments were based on 28 years of service. He doesn't have any service. That does not mean his points aren't valid. And so I think everyone has a right to their opinion.
See, someone also might have told him that Biden, Trump, Clinton, and Obama served the same amount of time as Tucker Carlson, right? Someone pointed that out to him, so they don't want them to use that. They're afraid that someone will ask Jen Psaki on Monday, because tomorrow, this could come up in the press conference tomorrow. Someone may say to Jen Psaki tomorrow, Sergeant Major Stalker from Space Command said that Fox News' Tucker Carlson shouldn't voice his opinion on the military because he has served 0 days in office. when in fact the commander-in-chief has also served 0 days in the military. So does that mean, according to Sergeant Stalker, that Biden doesn't have an opinion? They don't want that question to be asked of Jen Psaki, so he's doing some damage control here for the commander-in-chief.
I'm not a believer in boycotting him. I'm not a believer in deplatforming people. I don't believe in censorship. I think we have the right to say whatever we want. And ladies and gentlemen, you get to decide whether or not you want to listen or not. We go to war with the values of our nation. We value women.
Oh, it froze up on me.
We value families, and we value teammates and one another. And so that's why I had to say what I had to say. I will continue to say that. I continue to believe that. So those of you that have served or are serving today, God bless you. Get your workout in. Semper Fi.
Okay, so says the Sergeant Major. Get your workout in. Oh, man. Again, this good guy, United States Marine, Sergeant Major, we're not going to give him any trouble. But it sounds to me that he got a talking to by someone doing a little damage control. And then, this, okay, let's see here. This is very interesting. This is the official U.S. military Twitter account trolls and attacks civilians and refers to Tucker Carlson as a boomer. Okay, now, I know different people have different ideas of what... When we talk about boomers, we're not talking about baby boomers. Boomer is a new word, a millennial word, a Generation Z, which is the generation after the millennials word, and it's derogatory. And it's when somebody voices an opinion and they're over the age of 35 or 40, and they, instead of dealing with it, they say, all right, boomer. And it's a way to shut people down, to shut them up. That means like, all right, boomer. It means don't talk, you're old, your viewpoints are out of date, you're not only not woke, you're too old to be woke, so we don't want to hear from you. Okay, boomer. That's my understanding of what boomer means. But anyway, here's this article about this. An official U.S. military Twitter account trolled and attacked civilians this weekend and referred to Fox News host Tucker Carlson as a boomer. And by the way, he's not even a baby boomer. He's too young for that. I think Tucker would be on the high end of Generation X. Someone said, Brian, you don't personally know him. Quit saying he's a good guy because he's not. Listen, he's a United States Marine. He's a sergeant major in the United States Marine Corps. He gets the benefit of the doubt. And I respect our military. So no, I'm not going to give a lot of grief to a guy who's dedicated his entire life to the Marine Corps. Now here it is. The term boomer, now again, let me go back. An official U.S. military Twitter account trolled and attacked civilians this weekend and referred to Fox News host Tucker Carlson as a boomer. The term boomer is used to dismiss out-of-touch statements made by baby boomers. That's not true. It's used for anyone that millennials and Generation Zs want to quiet down. It's not meant to... It's beyond just baby boomers now. Let's see here. This came after Tucker Carlson mocked the military and Joe Biden for an important new program focusing on maternity flight suits for pregnant women flying military planes. And then they get into Sergeant Stalker that we just played. Okay, here's the tweet. All right, so here we have a woman training. She's on a beach somewhere. I don't know if she's a Marine or in the Army. I don't know, but she's got a fellow service person. I can't tell if that's a man or a woman, over her back, carrying them to safety as if they've been wounded on the beach. And of course, she has a box of ammo too, but no gun, no firearm, just someone over her shoulder. And then they say, what it looks like in today's armed forces, at Tucker Carlson, get right before you get left, boomer. Get right before you get left, boomer. And then hashtag women, hashtag we are Marines, hashtag Tucker Carlson, hashtag Fox News, hashtag Marines, hashtag currently serving, hashtag USMC women. Oh my goodness. Someone in the chat said that's not a person, that's a dummy. I don't know. Do the dummies' legs bend this way? That looks like a person to me. There's the head. That looks like a person. Yeah. But she's having a good old time here. Yes, yes, yes. Boomer. Now, what is your understanding of boomer? Let me know here in the chat. Let me know in the comments. My description of boomer, it's not for baby boomers. It's anyone who disagrees with millennials and below. You're old. Be quiet, boomer. Yeah, that's right. You don't like those Dr. Seuss books? Okay, boomer. You're not woke. They're gone. You know what I mean? It's a way to marginalize and discount people as opposed to dealing with them in the debate. So, it's getting a little strange out there, guys. Getting a little strange. Oh, yes. Okay. I wanted to share this, and I don't know if she's serious about this or not. Candace Owens. I've spent a lot of time with a tutor, and that tutor would be, of course, Donald Trump. I'm taking this very seriously. Candace Owens tells Newsmax she is seriously considering a presidential run. I don't know. What do you guys think about? I like Candace Owens a lot, but no. Someone said Stella says a boomer 65 years old. We're not talking about baby boomers, okay? Boomer does not mean baby boomer. The way that boomer is used, it's generally it's kind of like it's another word for Karen, okay? People that are over 35, over 40, that disagree with the liberals, disagree with the millennials, they call you a boomer. It doesn't mean baby boomer, okay? Okay. Now, I just want to talk about... Oh, yes, my wife in the chat room. She stole my thunder, but that's okay. Kathy and I didn't talk about this. I love Candace Owens. I think Candace Owens is awesome. Big fan of hers. Watch her interviews on PragerU, and they're pretty good, and I like her a lot. She's just starting a brand new show over there with Ben Shapiro at the Daily Wire. So Candace Owens isn't running for president. She's not running for anything else either. She's out there getting everyone talking about her because her new show is beginning on the Daily Wire, which is available only for Daily Wire members. So you got to subscribe to get it. So it's just, it's okay, but it's a publicity stunt. So, a lot of things are publicity stunts, and I don't get wrapped up in talking about them. Like the Dr. Seuss. I was vindicated on Dr. Seuss. A couple weeks ago when those Dr. Seuss book banning titles came out, there were like 4 or 6 titles. I never heard of any of them. And when I was a kid, Dr. Seuss were my favorite books. That and Curious George. So I had a kid too. So she had all the Dr. Seuss. And I said at the time, they are banning 4, 6 titles that nobody ever buys or reads. And this is a publicity stunt to make it sound like they're woke because the parents that have kids that are of the age of Dr. Seuss are the millennials, and they're all into this wokeness. And sure enough, I read just the other day that Dr. Seuss books have been making record sales, more sales than they've made in years. I was at the bookstore last weekend, and they had a humongous Dr. Seuss display right in the entrance of the store. So, a lot of things are put out there in the media. Candace Owens running for president, the Dr. Seuss banning. It's fake. It's fake. It's publicity stunts. So you gotta be. Now, nothing against Candace Owens. I like Candace Owens, but this is just to promote her new show over there with Ben Shapiro, which is called Candace. And one of my podcasts this week, we talked about that show in detail. Ben Shapiro is doing damage to Candace Owens. If you check out that show, you can check that out. This picture here, this is the Duke of New York, right? The governor of New York. Drinking Coca-Cola. Do you guys ever see Dick Morris stop on Newsmax to take a drink of water? Boy, oh boy. Let's see here. Somebody just said in the chat room, Marine flight surgeons will allow pregnant women to fly in combat aircraft that require a fire-resistant flight suit. Well, I don't think that's right. First off, a pregnant woman in combat and a combat aircraft in a combat zone is a problem for a couple of reasons. Now, of course, first and foremost, it's dangerous for the child in the womb, right? I mean, there's a danger to the pregnancy for a woman to be in an aircraft in a military zone beyond what a non-pregnant woman would face, and you guys know all that, right? Even the added stress that a woman's going through in a combat zone isn't good. But another problem would be now I don't know, if I was talking to the sergeant major here, I'd talk to him about this, because again, I've served in the military for the same amount of time as President Obama and President Clinton and Biden and Trump, okay? So anyway, if there are women in combat situations who are pregnant, and they're in a combat situation, and I'm just asking you guys this, okay? What do you think? Would the men in the unit take unnecessary risks with a woman who was pregnant that they would not take for someone who was not pregnant, a woman who was not pregnant, or a man who obviously wouldn't be pregnant? It just seems having a pregnant woman in a combat zone in a combat aircraft just elevates the risk of the pregnancy, of the woman, of the unit. It just seems like a lot of problems. It doesn't seem like there's many, it's all problems. No. Combat zone's not healthy for anyone, that's right, because it's dangerous. But it's extra dangerous if you put a pregnant woman in the situation. That's just my opinion. This here, I'm not going to read through the article or anything, but Cuomo does not look good here. He's outside in this this looks like a shawl to me, this strange blanket. And then this has got to be a beer. Does anyone know, has this beer been identified? Because I don't recognize the label. But I did not know this until over the weekend, and if I knew, I'd forgotten about it. But his ex-wife is Bobby Kennedy's daughter. Bobby Kennedy had so many kids. So his children, Governor Cuomo's children, are Bobby Kennedy's grandchildren, right? Their mother is Bobby Kennedy's daughter, and his ex-wife is Bobby Kennedy's daughter. Nothing's going to happen to this guy. Nothing's going to happen to this guy. He's all in with the Kennedys. He's got Kennedy protection. Now that doesn't mean that he may not he may still resign, even though that's, who knows, but he may resign. But beyond that, that's the worst. The worst that it will happen to him is he will resign, or he'll not run for re-election or be able to hold other office. He's a Kennedy. His kids are Kennedys. He has protection. That's it. And that's why he was getting away with the nursing home scandal now. Why was he getting away with it? Democrat? No, he's not just a Democrat. He's one of the big Democrats because he's with the Kennedy family. He's part of the Kennedy. Even though he is divorced, he's still part of the Kennedy family because of his kids. So the nursing home thing, all this, he's going to get away with everything. Just my again, that doesn't mean he doesn't resign. He could still resign and get away with everything, but because because of that. Yes. Now this, Mike Lindell. I keep telling you guys, Mike Lindell needs your support. The swamp are out to get Mike Lindell. That's why I tell you, keep buying MyPillows and other MyPillow products. Mike Lindell. Now, last week, Mike Lindell announced that he's launching his own social media platform as an alternative to Twitter and everything else out there. And he is in trouble with it already. It hasn't even launched. It hasn't gone online. It's not in any app stores or anything else. MyPillow CEO and sponsor of my program, my content, and of course Steve Kane Radio Show, Mike Lindell is trying to launch a social media site. It's already resulted in a legal threat, and it's called, what he says he's going to call it is VOCL, which I guess we would call it vocal. And I know a lot of people say VOCL, that's not a very good name. There are so many strange names that come out for platforms, and then they, TikTok, all of it. It makes sense now. It sounds weird when you first see it, but a new social media network, it says any, not a, any new social media network faces serious challenges, but I'm going to assume, this is Mike Lindell's name for his platform, is vocal, must grapple with a daunting problem before it even launches. A website called Vocal with an A in it already exists. And Vocal with an A has decided that they own even misspelled versions of the word vocal. So this is what's going on. On Thursday, lawyers for Vocals with an A's publicity traded parent company, Created Inc. Now, I like this because Created has an E in it. They dropped it. That's okay. Their parent company. But Vocal, when he dropped off the A, he's in trouble. Their parent company, Created Inc., warned Mike Lindell in a letter reviewed by the Daily Beast to change his social media network's name and surrender ownership of VOCL.com. They think that they own the misspellings of the... here's the thing. When oftentimes big, huge companies not only buy the URL that they want for their company, they buy common misspellings due to typos and things like this. And Vocal with an A did not do that. So he got VOCL without the A. We used to have a sponsor many years ago on the Steve Kane Show that had a toll-free number. And I'm not going to tell you who it was. But if you hit the last number off by one digit, it was a phone sex line. Yeah, I know, and they hated it. And they eventually changed their number. But anyway, they also in the letter, they're threatening to sue, telling Mike Lindell that he has to surrender ownership of the VOCL.com domain name. If Lindell refuses to change the name, he could face a lawsuit. He promises it to be a cross between Twitter and YouTube. But Vocal with an A, Vocal.com, is a publishing platform similar to Medium where writers can post and monetize articles. This is only the beginning. Every step of the way, Mike Lindell is going to get resistance. I thought he should have called it Pillow Talk, but a lot of people thought that was hokey and campy, but I like Pillow Talk. That's probably taken, by something already. But this is only the first challenge that Mike Lindell is going to face. Every step of the way, he's going to face a challenge. If he's able to get it off the ground and online after he spent millions and millions of dollars doing it, they're going to try to stop him every step of the way there too. And anytime someone goes on his platform and, it won't be a tweet, whatever we're going to call it, whatever we're going to call what they put on his social media platforms instead of a tweet, whatever people post to his platform, they're going to use each one of those controversial postings as a reason to bring it down. It's never going to end for Mike Lindell. The swamp is trying to destroy him, anything he does, and MyPillow, and they're never going to stop. And of course, we always promote MyPillow on all my content because they do sponsor us. I use a MyPillow. I sleep on one every night. My wife sleeps on a MyPillow. My daughter sleeps on a MyPillow. Even our dog and our cat sleep on the MyPillow pet bed. My wife and I sleep with the MyPillow Giza Cotton Dream Sheets. And if you go to MyPillow.com and use the promo code KANE at checkout, Kane, they're incredible deals. And Mother's Day is right around the corner too, so you can take advantage, find something for mom. And by the way, Mother's Day isn't just for your mom, it's also for your wife, your daughter, your mom, your grandmom, right? And all of them. And now this pops up for me every time I go on MyPillow.com on every device, my desktop, my laptop, my iPad, my phone, everything. On top of the discount with the promo code KANE at checkout, KANE, receive another $10 off your order. So that's a really good deal. And that really comes in handy because, like, for example, the MyPillow dog bed, which the cat loves too, comes in many different colors, $19.99. You get that other $10 off, just $9.99. And so you can really, And look at this, the MyPillow Premium Pillow, $29.98 with the promo code KANE, Kane. With that pop-up, you can get another $10 off, just $19.98. Promo code KANE, Kane, a good deal. And this is a brand new item, by the way. The MyPillow My Slippers. They come in styles for both men and women, many different styles, brand new, and 30% off with the promo code KANE, Kane. And with Mother's Day right around the corner, there's something for every mom and grandmother and wife and daughter here. With the promo code KANE, buy one set of MyPillow towels, get a second set free and free shipping. An incredible deal. The 100% Giza Cotton MyPillow Dream Sheets, buy one set, get a second set free with the promo code KANE. These are just incredible deals. MyPillow mattress bundle. This one's huge. It comes in every size from twin up to California king. You get 30% off with the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E. It includes the MyPillow mattress, 2 MyPillows, and a set of the MyPillow 100% Giza cotton sheets. And there's a lot of other items here too. Something for everyone. And again, promo code KANE, K-A-N-E. All right, now I just want to mention this last thing here. Sharon Osbourne is on her way out at The Talk on CBS. And, you know, The Talk has always been kind of a nice version of The View. And, you know, this Prince Harry, Meghan Markle interview, the 2 most famous vocal Brits we have, and really that reach American audiences, are, of course, Piers Morgan and Sharon Osbourne. And Meghan Markle made a lot of comments. Thank you very much, Ken. Appreciate that. Meghan Markle made a lot of terrible comments about the royal family and the Queen in particular. And Piers Morgan's defending his Queen. He's defending his at least 2 of his future kings. And, you know, I think that's patriotic. And Sharon Osbourne, who of course is the wife of Ozzy Osbourne, she got in a bit of an argument with Cheryl Underwood, who I've never heard of before, who is one of the co-hosts on The Talk. This is the second time The Talk's run into controversy because they had Julie Chen on there, right? This used to be her show. She was the star of this show. She started the show. And they ran her out because of Les Moonves, her husband at CBS. But look at this. CBS launches internal review after Sharon Osbourne's heated debate with Cheryl Underwood on The Talk. Following an intense exchange between Sharon Osbourne and Cheryl Underwood about the backlash surrounding Piers Morgan and his comments about Meghan Markle on Wednesday's episode of The Talk, CBS has launched an internal review into the matter. We are committed to a diverse, inclusive, and respectful workplace, CBS said in a statement. So what do they mean, diverse and inclusive? No one is suggesting that certain opinions should not be allowed, or people based on sex, sexuality, or ethnicity should not be there. Having a heated debate with someone who is of a different sex, sexuality, or skin color doesn't mean you're against diversity and inclusion and respect. Sharon Osbourne is a subject of the Queen of England. And she, like Piers Morgan, are defending their queen. How is this, against diversity? During Wednesday's episode of The Talk, Osbourne, 68, said she had been accused of being a racist after voicing support for Piers Morgan in the wake of criticism about his controversial response to Meghan Markle's recent interview with Oprah. Piers Morgan faced widespread criticism. It was, about all this stuff. We talked about that last week. Did I like everything he said? This is Sharon Osbourne talking. Did I like everything he said? Did I agree with what he said? No, Osbourne said of Morgan's remarks on The Talk. It's not my opinion. I support him for his freedom of speech, and he's my friend. That's exactly right. Listen, we might have broken away from England, okay, and one of the things we have is our First Amendment right of free speech in this country. And it's one of them. It's the number one, right, in the first 10 amendments, the Bill of Rights. And Sharon Osbourne may be a redcoat, but she gets it. You respect someone's freedom to share their views publicly. It does not mean because you support someone's First Amendment right to say and what they believe doesn't mean you agree with what they say, right? I mean, that's insane. I support everyone's First Amendment right. Everyone. It doesn't mean I agree with anything anyone says except me. So Underwood, after she said all this, pushed back and questioned Sharon Osbourne. What would you say to people who may feel that while you're standing by your friend, it appears you gave validation or safe haven to something that he has uttered that is racist, even if you don't agree? The conversation quickly turned emotional, with Sharon Osbourne telling Underwood to explain when Morgan had said something racist. Uh-oh, there's the problem, right? I will ask you again, Cheryl. I've been asking you during the break, and I'm asking you again, and don't try and cry, because if anyone should be crying, it should be me, Osbourne said with tears in her eyes. Educate me. Tell me when you have heard him, Piers Morgan, say racist things. Underwood then responded that it is not the exact words of racism, it's the implication and reaction to it. So she said Piers Morgan didn't say anything racist, but he implied something that she believes is racist. Wow. Wow. To not want to address that because she's a black woman and try to dismiss it or make it seem less than what it is, that's what makes it racist, Underwood explained. But right now, I'm talking to a woman I believe is my friend, and I don't want anybody here to watch this and think we are attacking you for being racist. Did she say, by the way, Sharon Osbourne is not racist? She says, I don't want people to think we are attacking you for being racist. You should also say, because we are friends and I know you are not racist. But she didn't say that. Following the on-air debate, Sharon Osbourne issued a statement apologizing for any harm she may have caused in supporting Piers Morgan. Well, see, this is the problem. Just like that guy that hosts the Bachelor show. An apology, they don't, when you apologize to the left, what they take that apology for is a confession and an admission to your guilt. You've apologized, so that's a confession. You've admitted you were wrong. You've admitted your sin, and that's when they really come after you. That's why they push for apologies all the time. You can never apologize to these people. This is her apology. After some reflection, after sitting with your comments and sitting with my heart, I would like to address the discussion on the talk this past Wednesday, she wrote. I've always been embraced with so much love and support from the black community, and I have deep respect and love for the black community. To anyone of color that I offended and or to anyone that feels confused or let down by what I said, I am truly sorry. I panicked, I felt blindsided, got defensive, and allowed my fear and horror of being accused of being a racist to take over. Oh my goodness. She went on to say, there are very few things that hurt my heart more than racism, so to feel associated with that spun me fast. I am not perfect. I'm still learning like the rest of us and will continue to learn, listen, and do better. So she's apologizing and confessing and all of this stuff. Sharon Osbourne's done. She will, at some point in the very near future, be discontinued from being a co-host on The Talk. For somebody that I've never heard of, who is this woman. I've never heard of this Underwood lady. I've heard of her because of the great Ozzy Osbourne, but I tell you, yes. It's a woke world, people, isn't it? Hey, listen, everyone. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe, click that notification bell, and everyone in there who's already subscribed, like the video, if you don't mind. Like the video and share the video on all your social media. My name's Brian Craig, and